The Zhou Dynasty now ruled in the name of heaven, but victory had come too quickly to guarantee stability. The land they controlled was vast, larger than any realm before it. Governing it would require more than military success. It would require a system that could hold power together after the war was over. King Wu of Zhou did not rule for long. Soon after establishing the dynasty, he died, leaving the throne to his young son, King Cheng of Zhou. At this moment, the fate of the new dynasty rested not in the hands of a king, but in those of a man acting on his behalf. That man was Zhou Dan, known to history as the Duke of Zhou. He was King Wu's brother, and now the regent of the realm. His role was clear and dangerous. He was not the king, yet he held authority over the state. Why he matters now is simple. Without him, the Zhou dynasty would likely have collapsed before it truly began. The Duke of Zhou moved quickly to stabilize power. He suppressed rebellions led by former Shan loyalists, and even by members of his own family. These actions were not framed as personal ambition. Instead, he presented himself as protecting the mandate of heaven for the young king until he could rule on his own. More importantly, the Duke of Zhou reshaped how power functioned. He introduced a system later known as feudal enfeoffment. Royal relatives and trusted allies were granted lands across the realm, becoming regional lords responsible for maintaining order. This did not eliminate distance between ruler and people, but it created layers of responsibility that allowed the Zhou to govern a wide territory. Ritual also became central. The Zhou formalized ceremonies that defined social roles, political hierarchy, and moral duty. These rituals were not decoration. They were tools of governance, reinforcing the idea that order depended on everyone knowing their place within it. For a time, the system worked. The Zhou realm expanded, agriculture flourished, and relative stability returned. Later generations would look back on early Western Zhou rule as an ideal age, one where moral authority and political structure appeared to align. But beneath the surface, the foundations were already shifting. Regional lords grew stronger in their own territories. Loyalty became inherited, not earned. As decades passed, the authority of the central king weakened, slowly and quietly. The breaking point came in the reign of King Yu of Zhou. His decisions eroded trust at the highest level. When external threats arrived and internal alliances failed, the capital fell. In 771 BCE, Western Zhou rule came to an end. The Zhou dynasty survived, but only in name. Power shifted eastward, and the king became a symbolic figure rather than a commanding one. The age of unity was over. This is where the story pauses again. China was no longer ruled by a single unquestioned authority. In the next chapter, power would fracture, competition would define politics, and history would move toward an age of division, strategy, and constant war.